नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पार्षदेशारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णाय प्रदाय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने भगवद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Okay, so this is the continuation of our last discussion. So how many were there for the discussion last time? There will be continuation of that. Aditya was not there. You're not there last time. Okay. So maybe a quick revision, little bit for the last discussion. So we are discussing on this Gundicha Marjanam. So we discussed that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first called for Kashi Mishra, and then so basically three people, Kashi Mishra, then superintendent of the temple and Sarvabhauma, and he seek permission from them. Permission from them. So when these three people came before the Lord, he begged from them permission to wash the temple, known as Gundicha. And we also discussed that this Gundicha Marjanam, we see that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is taking the lead. And why he wanted to clean the temple? Because he was in spontaneous love with the Lord. So he is the mode of Srimati Radharani. And we know that how when gopis, they all Brajvasi, when they went to Kurukshetra, so that time they wanted to invite the Lord to Vrindavan. So that's the whole Rath Yatra. That's what in that mood only is celebrated. So inviting the Lord to Vrindavan. The Gundicha temple is it actually represents Vrindavan. And Jagannath temple, Sri Mandir, that is Dwarka. So Lord is so gopis, they have Brajvasi, they have actually when they met Krishna in Kurukshetra, that time they wanted Dwarkadish, Lord Krishna, to come back to Vrindavan. So there's a mood, and so Radharani, like how she would be, cleaning the place or invite back when the Lord is ready to come. So how much she would be wanting to make everything so perfect. So same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he actually cleaning the Gundicha temple. It's like preparing the place for the Lord to come and be there, so that we can very nicely serve the Lord, please the Lord. So this entire pastime of Gundicha temple it actually also signifies that how we also have to clean our heart, because our heart also is supposed to be Vrindavan. But when it is not clean, then it's not very appropriate place for the Lord to come and reside. So it's our interest that we actually want to clean our heart. So when we clean our heart, then God is very happy to reside in our heart. So that is the mood. So we want to clean our heart. So Gundicha temple also has this deep blessing that how much we have to be also very interested and thorough in trying to clean our heart. This is our attempt to clean our heart also. And also we discussed that this also gives us a very practical lesson of how cooperatively as a team we can work, in propagating Krishna consciousness also. So Krishna Prabhupada also said that if you want to show your love to me, then cooperate. So this also gives very practical reason, practical teachings of team playing, how cooperatively we can work in the mission of Srila Prabhupada. In fact, it is applicable for any other even to give this entire episode to corporate people and teach them the lessons, leadership lessons. It's very powerful, very powerful. The way Krishna said that has described. It's very powerful. So we have discussed some lessons from different verses last time. Anyone remember any of lessons? Didn't remember any of them. Just perfect vision. Maybe I'll read the one, then you will get them. Yes.
One lesson is saying that when we start cleaning temple, then basically when we start cleaning our heart, then we realize how much dirt is there. When we start cleaning, then we realize.
That is when we start cleaning our heart, then we understand that how much actually the dirt is there. So when you actually start cleaning, then you start seeing the dirt also. Otherwise, you won't see the dirt only. The same way when we also are engaged sincerely in our Krishna consciousness to purify our heart, then only we actually can detect the anarthas there. And we have to work on getting rid of the anarthas. Otherwise, we'll be thinking we are very great souls. But we are not so sincerely engaging in devotion service. Because we may not detect only that there's what dirt we have to clean it up. Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took permission before cleaning. That was, I think, initial thing.
Correct. That was the beginning lesson. Yes. So that's how we also should seek blessings of the authorities, superiors to begin any service, any project. And it creates a very kind of cordial, harmony in the community. And it increases the more of respect and the heart gets more blunted. It's not that the authorities and all they're feeling proud of they should seek permission or something. Not like that. Even they will think that this particular Lord asks permission, then they will think we are servants only. We just want to assist in the Lord. So it creates a very kind of nice culture of respect and love. When we follow the etiquette of seeking permission. It's very good. That we will discuss. Any other? All points of the
That groom signifies the service. Service which is given by Guru to us.
Correct. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving the blue sticks in the hands of the devotees. That signifies the service attitude. And the water? Yeah, the holy name. So the service attitude, when you chant the holy name of the Lord, then heart will be cleansed. That way. So this is not similar this kind of thing. So broomstick signifies the service attitude. So Mahaprabhu is giving the broomstick. That means he's giving the service attitude also. What else? You are best us.
Mahaprabhu is leading by his example. He collected more dust than all the devotees combined.
Okay. Yes. So a leader, he always leads from front. So he has to set an example personally. We cannot organize any service unless we are willing to do that service ourselves. That gives inspiration to people. In fact, in our ISKCON society, all the services are voluntary only. Nobody's paid here. Nobody's paid servant. So one kind of leader will be like coercive leader, forcefully do this, do that, won't work. Especially in ISKCON society. Because everybody is volunteer. Nobody is paid. So you may threaten or forcefully get things done when you're paying. You may say, okay, now I'll cut off the salary. But if you tell devotees, no, I'll not give you salary, they'll only laugh. I do that sometimes. I tell, you pay nice, otherwise I'll not pay you salary. Devotees, then they laugh. What's that people doing to me? And then I say, if you further do not proper, then I will lay off you from the job. Then they have another big laugh. So it's fun. We do that sometimes. But the point is, the only thing what devotee get inspired by is when there is an inspiring example, basically. So the inspiration, basically, the spiritual inspiration is something what makes devotee come forward and do. That's why the leader has to be very inspiring, exemplary. So he says that. So he has to be himself, leading from front. Then the devotees are inspired also. Yes. Then what else? Yes, bro.
And after when the cleaning began, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged all the brooms to kind of because some facilities are needed for.
Yeah. So what else? Resources are also should be arranged by the leader. Yeah. Whatever is required, that should be organized and given. Correct. Yes.
Attention to details. I think Mahaprabhu even collected the small dirt, just particles which were there. Also, uh, uh, the Kashi Mishra and superintendent, that temple superintendent and Sarvabhaumacharya, they said that this service is not befitting to you. They said to the Lord. But Lord then they said that if you so desire, then you may wish to. That um, we should not expect from our superiors that they should do the service. But if they want to do like that, then out of their own desire, then that is out of their own.
So three things I told. You remember three things. One thing is that the service is not befitting. That's the first point is being told. So now any service is actually Krishna service, absolute platform. But in the eyes of the world, there will be some services will be considered menial. So we should not expect our superiors to. They also should do the menial service. We should not get that more. So we should be happy, to assist them and take them. But if they want to do, then we should allow us. We can allow us. Not like we snatch the room or we snatch something. We don't have to do that also. Because if they want to do, we can allow. And then we should not then go and take rest. We can assist them. We can assist them. And third thing also that they do it for Lord it was pastime. They do it for the setting example. So we can allow that way. So because they want to do, fine. Otherwise we want to assist. Any other? We also discussed about enthusiasm. The Lord was washing and cleansing the temple with great jubilation, chanting the Lord's name all the time. And all the devotees were also chanting and they were also doing the same. So enthusiasm, that was one lesson. And then absorption and devotion. So this is the current what was we today read about that how God was shedding tears of love because in the mode of Srimati Radharani and he is washing the temple. So in the mode of Radharani is shedding the tears. And sometimes the tears only cleanse the temple. So God was completely absorbed. We will discuss that how doing our service is a responsibility for sure, but to be absorbed in our service also is great responsibility. That is also one of the seva. So being absorbed in the service also is also important. So sometimes we do service, but being very straight out. We just do done. So, but no, when we are absorbed, then we, as Sudesh was saying, then we'll get into details. When we get absorbed in the seva. That's it. So Lord is absorbed and having and also devotional mode. Absorbed also not like a machine that gets absorbed, but having a devotional mood. That means there's a mood, like Radharani's mood is totally by Krishna. So that's why, so the devotee also has a mood that this is the temple of the Lord, like that. Another day, I saw that some water fell from some water, something water was there on stage. He took the water and put on his head. I think, is this the holy water? He said, yes, this is Vrindavan. Our temple is Vrindavan. And this is holy water, the holiest of hot water. So I should have this on my head. This is brother. That's something I was saying. I was very happy to hear that. That vision should be there. And and I brought some holy water from India. Of course, he respected that, but you're saying I have holy water here in Boston temple also. All the water is coming from here. It's all holy. But it's Vrindavan. But the mood is very good. Yeah, Radha so this mood should be there. No? So we should not forget the spiritual importance or the vision, and that comes by hearing from some great devotees, from Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, very associated from great Vaishnavas. Then when we get the vision, then we can do it nicely. Like for book distribution also. No? So when we hear that how it is the personal association of Prabhupada, people will get, and these books are not different from Krishna. They're all mood. And if anybody ever touches the book, his life is perfect. He'll get a human birth. It's a mood. So, and it's a Nityan Prabhu is greatest, he's preached the most. If somebody does any endeavor to preach. So this is all the mood. So by having the right understanding, the spiritual importance of what we are doing, and the service what we are doing, so then one can actually have the right mood also. And that is also very important to be absorbed in the service with the right mood, devotion also. Any other point? We also discussed about how the systematic way should be done. The systematic way should be done. So there are some sequence to the service that all should be taken care of. So let us move further. I think later on we discussed. We'll go ahead further now. So this text okay, Chaitanya was and cleansed the temple in great jubilation, chanting the name of Lord Krishna all the time. Similarly, all the devotees were also chanting at the same time, performing their respective duties. Then this needed the entire beautiful body of the Lord was covered with dust and dirt. In this way, it became transcendently beautiful. At times, when cleansing the temple, the Lord shed tears. And in some places, he let those tears, cleansed with those tears. After this, the place where the deity's food was kept was cleansed. Then the yard was cleansed, and then all the residential quarters, one after the other. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu collected all the straw, dust, and grains of sand in one place, he gathered it all in his clothes and threw it outside. This also we discussed. We said that when a leader is having no reservation to do some kind of legal service, then even others also can be greatly inspired. Sometimes otherwise you may feel very uneasy. I was giving the example of how sometimes, the cleaning of toilet. I was giving my own example that how it was feeling very hesitant. But then when I saw some senior devotee very unhesitatingly, just without any reservation, just cleaning it with their own hands, then you also get confident, I can also do it. So there's no service one cannot do. Any service, one can do. And the leader can show this by his own example. So, and that kind of leader is very inspiring because he is ready to do any service. And sometimes because the time may not be there, so they may not be able to do sometimes all kinds of services. There can be different reasons. Sometimes they will not have time, they may have many other services they will be busy with, or sometimes their age, then they have disease, something, there can be different reasons. But in their hearts of hearts, they are ready to do any service. And then the opportunity to do also. It's not that they don't do. Like in Pune also, when we organize Mahan, we have seen that Radha Shampoo personally will be there in the cleaning. So many areas. We find in Chowpatty, Shamanam Prabhu and many devotees, there will be the chappal stand. They'll take a chappal of devotee and all that. Lord Krishna himself was watching, the lotus feet of all the guests. And he was the shoe stand in charge. So you can see that. So leader is ready to do any service. Any time he is ready. Sometimes you may not find them because of some reasons of they will be very busy. So but one should not think that all the leaders will that for me only. See, I'll also become senior and I'm not doing any of these services. That one was very good ready offer to become a senior. Let me also become senior. Actually, that idea we should not have because though they don't have that conscience, they're ready to do any service. But because of their having engagement, many other services are there. There's a lot of services. Sometimes they may not, but they themselves also, at sometimes you find them being there also. So if they do sometimes, so we can be greatly inspired. Otherwise, if they are not able to also, we shouldn't judge them that way. So that we should be careful also. And then it says, yeah. Following the example of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees in great jubilation began to gather straw and dust in their own clothes and throw them outside the temple. So they also would quickly pick it up. The Lord then told the devotees, I can tell how much you have labored and how well you have cleansed the temple simply by seeing all the straw and dust you have collected outside. So we discussed about quantity and quality both. So we should also be concerned about, we should be concerned about quality as we discussed absorption, enthusiasm, at the same time quantity. So banking should also be important. So Srila Prabhupada set goals for devotees. So setting the goal is also vital. Set goals. One has to do sincere hard work in order to please Krishna through his service. Because then only it makes the devotee, be inspired to do a lot of hard work. So when we would also go for book distribution in India for during marathon time, school context. So we would ask different teams how much you have achieved, how much you have distributed. So we create a lot of healthy foundation. And then we really find out newer and newer ways, how to increase the book distribution. That was very good. So that by taking some goal, it gives us different ideas also, how we can do it. And we become more, helpless and prayerful in our service. So that way it is good. So it induces hard work, sincere hard work from the devotee. So, well, that tendency will become lazy. One may think, anyway, this is all, anything you do is fine only. Ultimately, Lord is Bhavagrahi. And little devotion service is also pleasing to the Lord. So one shouldn't become lazy in the name of all this spiritual truth. And then we discuss that express expectations expertly. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling what he's telling. Yeah. So he's saying that I can tell how much you have labored and how well you have cleansed the temple simply by seeing all the straw and dust you have collected outside. So this is expectation. That how much you have actually collected, the straw and dust. So I will judge you this way. So this is also important that when we are having any services given to some devotees, so it is important also to communicate our expectations of the people. What we may want from them at the end. If that is not done, then they may not know only. Like I told duty to clean. Then the cleaning was done, but there was a lot of some flowers still pending because there was a big dustbin, and behind a lot of flowers and all that still there. So when I asked the devotee, very nicely did everything. But I did not maybe tell him that the corners has to be removed, all that flowers has to be removed also. Because cleaning ones can be ordinarily also done. And that's also okay. Sometimes we were not able to do that in our regular cleaning. But if you tell, then devotees can do also. So if you clearly tell, then devotees know what to achieve. That requires some training and some communication and training both. Then they will do it also. So then it says, even though all the devotees collected dirt in one pile, the dirt collected by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was much greater. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated all. So he himself did so much. And then it says, after the inside of the temple was cleansed, the Lord again allotted areas for the devotees to cleanse. So here the Lord is so here the Lord is actually allotting different areas also. So it is not that a leader has to do all services by his own, by himself only. Some services can be done. There will be some small services. A leader should be ready to do. It's not that for any small service also okay, let delegate. So then he doesn't want to do anything, not like that. But sometimes there will be, the volume of service very big. So it's important also to delegate. So when we delegate, then on larger scale, when service have to perform, the delegation is a very important principle. And then the teamwork, in a team devotees can work, and then a lot of things can be done. It is a team, no? Together everyone achieves more. TEAM. Together everyone achieves more. So when we have a team of devotees and when we delegate properly, to different devotees, then I think a lot of things can be achieved. So a leader should also think of delegating, appropriately to different devotees. So there can be different reasons for not delegating also. So I was thinking maybe we can little bit see that what are different reasons and we don't want to delegate. So one thing is that we may not want to delegate sometimes because we want to take up credit on our own leave. We don't want to share the credits. So we do it. Sometimes it may not be the main reason, but it could be one of the reasons also. Many times the reason is the second one, what I'm just saying that they are perfectionists. Sometimes we want to be perfectionist. We don't want any scope of any mistake. So I only want to do everything. But the point is when you want to do everything, then you have no time for other thing, and then the scope service scale is so the scope of service is so big. So you're not able to do it only. You're not able to do. So you want to do a big scale of service, then one has to be ready to tolerate some kind of imperfections, some kind of mistakes that may happen, and keep training the subordinates. So what happens when they practically want that everything should be done the way they want, not at all allowing little creative freedom, because the subordinates feel very choked up. So they have to give them some freedom, not get too much into micromanagement. It has to be like this, only like that, only, Okay, that allow them to do. That's fine. Of course, there can be some kind of feedback, some kind of correction. It doesn't for nice way that we can later. But yeah, we don't have to be like perfectionists. Then if we are too much like it, then we will not want to delegate only. Then people want quick results. So when people are given some services, when we delegate them, then they will stay and they will take more time and the result may not come so fast. So leader has to be patient also. Okay, even though it may not happen so fast, but good thing is that they're taking up the responsibility and they're learning it. So that is their asset. So it may take time and you may have to spend time also to teach them. But in long run, it is good because they get trained and then they become a wonderful asset in particular services. They can do very nicely. And this point is fourth point is the third point is people. No, sorry, fourth point. The people don't want to take the pain of training others. So training is actually which quadrant? Important, but may not be urgent sometimes. So this quadrant is a very important quadrant for leaders that we always focus on important things which may not be so urgent. It may not be so urgent. Urgent and important is also, that has to be done. But if you are working on the quadrant of important and not urgent, most of the time that is your focus. So then actually your project and your community is really will grow very well because then you are working on the very important things and very efficiently, properly, wonderfully because you have time to focus on those things. So training in that quadrant, training devotees. So but it involves a lot of pain in training. It's not easy. So much the time, immediately the result also may not come. Like when in the beginning, when Radha Shankar started youth preaching, so that time there were a lot of oppositions. Not everybody was so much, able to relate to that. Not everyone, because if you go for book distribution, you go for fundraising, life memberships, making life members, immediately that gets money. Correct. You can see immediate result. But youth preaching, it may not immediately happen because boys are coming, gradually, and they don't give also because they're students. We only have to give so much money you have to spend. Money goes into problem. So a lot of money can spend, and they will slowly, gradually pick up, over the 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So it will take time when he actually starts contributing more in terms of tangible service to the mission and, giving some kind of monetary help, whatever it is. So it will take some time. So but gradually when they saw that how youth building actually created a lot of things, not only I mean, one thing happened that there's so many devotees, they started coming and rendering services. A lot of responsibilities started taking because there are many temples, but there are no devotees who can volunteer to do services. So they started even becoming different charges for different departments that started happening. And then even other departments also increasing. It started increasing, like book distribution started increasing. Life, whatever, making life member, fund collection, everything started increasing. When the devotees actually got trained, like that. So in the beginning there was not so much of like not everybody was so convinced. But eventually, after some years, 3, 4 years, 5 years, it was like a wildfire. So many youths started coming, and then everybody was coming. This is the thing we have to focus. And then there's gone to, I mean, it's gone India especially. Then we saw that how from Delhi also, the devotees, Sundar Gopal and all they came. They were there, in the Pune for some time. They also went back. They also started new preaching. Delhi also just increased like anything. Ujjain, of course, Bhakti Maharaj was obviously, but he would also send many devotees to get trained in Pune. And then they also get trained and they also went. So training takes time. It may not immediately look very tangible thing what is happening. But if the devotees are given training, they're given time, then gradually over the years you will find there's lot of wonderful contribution they will make. So it takes time. So we don't want to take the pain of training others. That's right. That's one reason we may not want to delegate them. Because we know how to do it, we do it, done. Right? But if you teach people how you do, if you teach others also, we also have training. Then what happens that many people can learn it. And then even if you're not there, it can be done. It is said that, I don't know which CEO, but he says that say you are a director of some company, so you should have people under you, at least 3 or 4 people. As if you are not there, 3 or 4 people can take your post into everything. Like that, leader should be. A leader should be one. Even if he is not there, he has people where 3 or 4 people at least they can they can completely nicely function with what post he has. Say a director or something. So that kind of leadership is where he also creates leaders. But that involves a lot of training. That involves investing time in seeing, in getting people trained also in different aspects. And next point is people lack trust in their subordinates. So that's why they doubt their subordinates' potential and don't want to empower them. So there's another reason. So sometimes they may not empower because they think that he's a very evil person. He doesn't know, he won't do properly. So lack of trust basically. But no, sometimes we find that sometimes Rajshri was also asked, you are empowering very young leaders also sometimes. But you don't know whether they're young. And you say no, they are trained so many years. They have got training. They have undergone training programs now, and they may be young but they are gone training also, and they are also part of my training. They're there. So I trust. So we give them that you take that. Because if you have to do something for Srila Prabhupada, then you have to also trust devotees, train them and empower them. And that's how the movement will grow. So this is also very important that we empower our sovereigns to become more equipped with the services and take responsibilities. So, and there are 5 types of leaders because when we have to train them also, so there are 5 grades you can say of teams. So this is also very nicely. I mean, we can understand how one can actually be, can upgrade himself as a leader. So one kind of person will be like he is very able to, he can do his service very expertly but independently. He cannot deal with other people. Like see your seva, the cooking. I can alone be in the kitchen. I'll just cook. Nobody can do it. Because if there is some other person, then there is some kind of tussle or something like that. So he cannot work with others, but he's very good in his service. He's one of the, he's called independent player. He's one kind of person. He also does his service. It's important. He's also one of the person who is able to do his service in one level. The second level is he can also work with some 2, 3 more people. He can cooperate and together he can work in a team. So he's like a team player. He can also work with people. That's how he can also accomplish some nice service. Working with 2, 3 people. That's another level. The next level is that he can be a team lead. That means he is humble and cooperative, and people are happy to work under him, because he is ready to teach them and give a constructive feedback, and ready to share his skill and everything nicely, openly, and he trusts them. And that's how he can lead 2, 3 people, 4, 5, 6, 7 people, whatever number of people. He can take a lead and he can engage them all, and that's how wonderful service can be done. And the fourth kind of leader, great leader is that leader who can even encourage some person who may be apparently weakling in the team. Weakling in the sense nobody is, it's something like he may show some kind of grievance signal, or he may not be able to do things so well. There are some people sometimes like that. They're good only, but only thing is it may take time for them to grow. But because they are there in the team, sometimes they may speak something negative, or they may give different. You tell something, they give some different ideas only. They may not be just aligning very nicely. But this leader is having such kind of broadness and humility and intelligence that he can even give pleasure to such kind of devotees also. Give them some kind of meaningful engagement, and pleasure and delight. And they also feel like, contributing in the team. Even such people also. What do they contribute? So this leader is like fourth grade. And the fifth grade leader is in the cat. In cat is like higher. So fifth grade leader is that he's a visionary leader. Means he's able to even envision what is going to come, in terms of how the whole growth will happen. So he has a lot of vision also. And he can have many this fourth grade team leaders also with him. So he can actually give them vision also, how we have to progress in this mission, how we have to go ahead. So he can know what all obstacles may come, what all opportunities will be there. So he has a very good clarity and vision about that. So how to grow ahead, further he knows. That's how he can have many full team leaders also that. And if you talk about the in general the leaders, the responsibilities, so there are four responsibilities. So one is Toshana. Toshana is physical care. And then Prinana. Prinana is giving gifts for good work done. So leader should always be careful to recognize. Any good work happening, he should be immediately notice it. Oh, this is a good work. And one can appreciate by giving some gifts, some appreciation also. Then Upakarana. Upakarana means speaking sweet, encouraging words, appreciation. It will also be encouraging devotees by appreciating in public, in private. One should always be open around. That means speaking sweet, encouraging words, appreciation. And Anushasana. That means conducting meetings to give instructions on how to lead their life to please God. So you should also give relevant instructions, so that the audience can grow nicely. So leadership should have clear vision and how to achieve that goal. Both are important. And the two very important function of the leader should be one is to protect all the team members from any kind of distractions, temptations, fall downs. That is also another very important responsibility of the leader. And the second very important thing is to accomplish the mission and vision of the superiors, not that he has his own mission and vision. So leaders should always think of what is the vision and mission of my superior. Then accordingly, one has to align. One has to also see that how his subordinates also are able to contribute in that way. So this is about delegation. So here we can find that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is delegating lot of services to other other devotees also. So this delegation is a very important thing. So one should always think in that term, how it can be delegated. And people are happy to do. And if people when do it, you appreciate them, you give them credit, then they are very happy to do more and more. It's very nice. And it's not that we have to feel insecure about it. There is a lot of wonderful things can happen. Because so much services can be done. And There's no depth of services. So one need not feel any kind of insecurity. Everybody has so many things to do in the mission of Kripa. So it's very nice. So like we are also going to be going to yeah. So when we ask also, no, when we would clean, then if you ask many boys, girls, they just immediately agree, no? They will do. But if I think, well, like, no, I will be able to do everything, then it will not happen. And sometimes it takes time to tell them, clean like this, this corner should be clean and then all that. It may take time, but we should have to spend some time. And then they are very happy to do also. So it happens. So we delegate and before delegating, we explain them clearly, communicate the expectations, give some training, then they will do. So then next verse. So this is text 93. The Lord then ordered everyone to cleanse the inside of the temple very perfectly by taking finer dust, straw, and grains of sand and throwing them outside. So very thoroughly he's cleaning, you see, thoroughly. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the restaurants cleansed the temple for the second time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy to see the cleansing work. While the temple was being swept, about 100 men stood ready with filled water pots, and they simply awaited the Lord's order to throw the water from them. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called for water, all the men immediately brought the 100 water pots, which were completely filled, and delivered them before the Lord. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first washed the main temple and then thoroughly washed the ceilings, the walls, the floor, the sitting place, and everything else within the room. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself and his devotees began to throw water under the ceiling. When this water fell, it washed the walls and floors. So all these verses show that how thoroughly Mahaprabhu and his associates are cleaning and completely involved in doing their needful to be able to do that thorough service. You can see that. And then what happened? Something happened.
If you count today's count.
Oh.
Registrations.
Oh. After 10?
We started cooking, I think.
Oh. So you can give some. You got some registration.
That sheet accesses with Ramchandra. He is not responding.
Okay. And then next verse. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to wash the sitting place of Lord Jagannath with his own hands, and all the devotees began to bring water to the Lord. So here you can see the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he himself is washing the sitting place of Lord Jagannath. So some service a leader will choose to do himself. Not all the services will be delegated. There's some very delicate services, which has to be done, which the leader, suppose there is no one who has that kind of expertise right now, the leader should not just whimsically delegate also. But it may cost a lot, it may be a heavy cost sometimes. So, and some services are very, important services which should be done. Like suppose sometimes some Maharajas are done, so get Maharaja. So, the leader himself, if he goes, and does, then that is the best way, the Maharaj could be pleased like that. Raj was giving the example that, like some Maharajas, they will tell that I will come to Pune only if you are there. So they want, if you are there. So if Raj is personally there and coordinating with him and arranging for him, then they are happy to come. That right. So this service they expect from Rajesh Shankar only to do. So one particular Maharaj, so he was also saying like that. But then, so when he came, then Devti Pratik was also introduced. And then the way Devti Pratik took care of Sankarshan, he was so pleased. And then he said that even if you are not a Rajasthan, I'm okay to come because I found his Devti Pratik was so good, not devotee. So then Rajasthan was sometimes not there, also he's happy to come. That way. So fine, if somebody is there, it's good. But otherwise, there are some services which one has to personally also do that. Once Srila Prabhupada also, when he was having his Vyas Puja, then it's for Vyas Puja, well, all the rituals and all has to be done. Then Srila Prabhupada called very Saman Krishna Maharaj. And then Lord Krishna Maharaj was doing some other service, some part worship, something he was doing, some other service. And then he said, no, call him. From that service, somebody else can do. He should do this service because he's the senior most here. So actually, he should be offering that Vyas Pujas, to the spiritual master. That's a seva. That is, he should be doing. So some service the leader himself has to do. That is something which it is part of his service, and he should do it. So no, so basically there should be some discrimination, that which service to delegate, which service not to delegate also. The discrimination is there. And then it says, all the devotees in the temple began to wash. Each one had a broom in his hand, and in this way they cleansed the temple of the Lord. And also when delegate service, you also have to see that whether a devotee who is dedicated to the seva, whether he is ripe enough, mature enough to take up that service also. That's why training is one thing, but when you are delegating, that time you have to see whether the person can do it or not. Of course, as you said, there will be some kind of imperfections and all. So based on the seva and what is what it costs and all, the devotee has to actually analyze. So both things are there. So discrimination is also there. At the same time, one has to think of delegating and empowering the devotee also. Both. So a natural leader has to discriminate how to do it. And then he says, someone brought water to pour into the hands of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and someone poured water on his lotus feet. The water that fell from the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was drunk by someone who hid himself. Someone else begged for that water. Another person was giving that water in charity. So we can see here some fun is also going on. So, but it's all within the Western etiquette. It's not that whimsically some fun goes on. So in Western circle, there can be some fun. Some kind of light movements can be there, but it shouldn't be breaking any kind of Western etiquettes. Maryada should not be broken. That is also important. Sometimes some seniors may joke, they will laugh a lot. Some joke. So we can also laugh at them. But we should be careful, not like they are busy with some important thing and then we start making a fun, some joke, and then we want them to get some. They also should laugh. We have to be careful. So somebody may be very friendly and be jovial and he may do, but we should not try to know, okay, he's very friendly, it's Prabhu, I'll also be now, I'll also start. We have to be very careful also. We should know what is my Maryada. So as far as Maryada, we will do it. Sometimes the seniors may want to dance with you, giving hand in hand, they want to do it and all that. The circle they may call you down, but you should not just try to pull them, They say, you put Radhe Shyam dancing with you. You should be careful. You should not be like, you understand, no? You should be mindful. The etiquette perspective. They should not, because he may be, maybe, let's say, he will be tired or something. We don't know what is the situation. So we shouldn't be like that. Of course, it depends on the relationship. There will be some superior Vaishnavas there. We have some relationship of being friend also sometimes. So we should know that is the maturity one should have. That where we can ask that devotee and where we should not. I'm just giving one example right there. But that way we should be knowing the etiquette. Based on etiquette we can do it. Otherwise sometimes we may basically when we are pure innocent heart and nobody minds, it's fine. But still the etiquette is good to be known and followed. But some kind of jovialness can be there. The jovialness is not that. So there has to be gravity in terms of etiquette, and also there can be jovialness both. So one can relish his service also this way. And then he says, after the room was washed, the water was let out through an outlet, and it then flowed and filled the yard outside. The Lord mopped the rooms with his own clothes, and he polished the throne with them also. So with his own clothes he mopped, with his own kurta. In Gurita Mardan, when some devotees went, so they also removed their kurta and they also did this cleaning like that, just imitating Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Good imitation, no problem. So here the lesson is about sacrifice. So the Lord is the sacrificing his own kurta, his own possession. The same way when we are also rendering services, so one should be willing to make sacrifices also. So many sacrifices one have to do. His time, energy, his possessions. So a lot of sacrifice will be there. So one is ready to do that sacrifice, in the service of the Lord. And then next verse. In this way, all the rooms were cleansed with 100 water pots. After the rooms had been cleansed, the minds of the devotees were as clean as the rooms. When the temple was cleansed, it was purified, cool and pleasing, just as if the Lord's own pure mind had appeared. It's very powerful. So, so this whole, as we mentioned before also, this it actually signifies the cleaning of our own heart. We have to make our heart Vrindavan. So, when the cleaning is done, then the devotee was so pleased to see that how it was so wonderful, cool and pleasing, and no, and it is so wonderful place now for the Lord to come like that. So this whole attempt of our Krishna consciousness, sadhana, seva, what we are doing, is with this intention to purify our heart. Like today also morning the button we were reading. So offering that kind of prayer to the Lord, oh Lord, please purify my heart. But why you want to purify your heart? Not that you want to be great soul, My heart is purified, now it should go down to me, and most pure soul here. Not in that way. Basically, we want to have a purified heart because that the Lord is pleased to come in our heart. We want God to reside in our heart and serve Him and worship Him. So that is the mood. So if we do our services, chant, reading, whatever reading, so this intention can be there. That we also want purification of our heart. Like that. Of course, a very love for Krishna is the integral part. But the point is, we want our heart to be cleansed from all the anartha and from all misgivings. Because that way we can serve Krishna better. That way we can offer nice service, pleasing, we can please Krishna better. Because all these different anartha and vices what we have in our heart, that actually becomes kind of blockage in our service. It is something like sweet rice, some grain service. The Lord is not able to release that way much. So that's why devotee may desire to have purified heart, so that he can serve with greater devotion and pleasing way to the Lord. And then it says, since hundreds of men were engaged in bringing water from the lake, there was no place to stand on the banks. Consequently, someone began to draw water from the well. Hundreds of devotees brought water in the pots, hundreds took the empty pots away to fill them up again. So you can see here the cooperation principle is given, that how we can learn from them. They were happy to do any service, you see. So hundreds of men were engaged in bringing water from the lake, and there was no place to stand on the banks also. And someone was taking the water from the well, and some people were giving the filled pots, and some were taking the empty pots, to take them again. So some people were very close to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, and some were very far, and somebody may be emptying, somebody will be filling. So different different kind of services. But everybody is very happy to do his part. So this mood of cooperation is very good. Basically, it's one team, and whichever service we are entering is, we are happy with, because ultimately it's Lord's service. One may say, no, that okay, I want to be, just taking the filled water pot and giving the hand of Chaitanya. That's the service I want. So no, any service, which is a bit in the mission of the Lord, the mission of Krishna Prabhupada, let me do it wholeheartedly. And that pleases the Acharya and the Lord to same degree. Like we know the example of Dukhi. She was so far. She was just taking out the water. The first lady, the first person was taking, and nobody even could recognize also that there is somebody like that. It's very sincerely doing the seva. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recognized, called the Dukhi. And then he gives him the name Sukhi because he's running the seva so nicely. So she was in such a background, doing her service so sincerely that it attracted the attention of the Lord. So a devotee may be very, not seen or recognized, in the eyes of the world for his sincere service, but the Lord never fails to see that. The Lord knows, what the devotee's intentions are and how he is sincerely serving. Lord exactly knows. Sometimes the mother, devotee mother, may not be able to give so much time to come to temple and all, but she is very sincerely, very intently and devotionally growing the child with the intention that her child will become very good Vaishnava and become asset for the society. And she is giving that kind of care and with that focus and doing all her whatever expected services. And she also take that service very importantly. Though she will not be engaged in some kind of services, big services, which in the eyes of the world can be known as a big service. But the Lord is equally pleased, with somebody who is maybe serving maybe weekend, but with that, household lady also. So the Lord does not, have any kind of externally he does not see it. He sees the intent of the heart. If somebody is very sincerely rendering his service very nicely, then Lord is very pleased. Lord is very pleased. And we should also know that. We should not be too much thinking in terms of who is recognizing me or appreciating me or not. Though devotees will do encouragement, like but you are asking that, bro, whether if you are not getting, if you are not giving encouragement or appreciation, recognition, if you are not recognized, so we may not be feeling some enthusiastic. No, we should not think like that. Because one thing is for sure, if you do any sincere service in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, there's some way or other encouragement and recognition will come. I mean, from devotees. Devotees will somewhere that encouragement will come. May not be that same leader was given a service and encouragement come, but somewhere else it may come. That is one thing. But even if it doesn't come, let's say suddenly you're not able to see much encouragement or something. But you should know that God is always looking, God is recognizing. And one of the way you see that Lord is reciprocating is you yourself become very enthusiastic. You become very satisfied, enthusiastic, and very enlivened in your own devotion service. That will happen. Just you have to attempt to do that selfless service. We have to do that with the intention to please the Lord. That way. So Radhanath Swamara says this many times. The devotees who always complain that nobody is appreciating me, nobody is loving me. They are the people who never extend themselves for this. They are the people who never want to actually do some service, sacrificing something from their life. So they are the people like that. So many times we are absorbed in our own self so much, not willing to do much, but having a lot of expectation. So little we do and we just want to see that everybody should come, and say Prabhu, he all this and that. Because in the beginning we got so many things. We did some service of part washing and we will say, Prabhu has done part washing when we are in first year. And then Hari Bo, then then one day so much part washing, no Hari Bo is happening. Nobody even seen also. It's very horrible. No Hari Bo, so horrible. So one will feel like that. But we should know that any little service we're entering, it may be part and nobody will be coming and telling you, repo Prabhu. But the Lord is in ecstasy. Shrimati Radharani is in ecstasy, seeing your service. They will be crying tears of gratitude. So one should have patience. One should not think, oh, my services are all based on me. इतना हमने राधा उपलब्ध का सेवा किया सब वेस्ट हो गया पूरा वेस्ट हो गया मुझे मेरे को बोला ही नहीं पूछा ही नहीं nobody even said that no thank you also so we should not feel like that no the Lord is watching the spiritual master knows so that way we should have faith and with patience we should continue our service but it's the responsibility of the leaders they should recognize they should appreciate that's a part of the leader but we shouldn't be expecting that you're getting this point because that is the test for us. Otherwise, how we will be, how we will be coming out of routine mentality, appreciation, recognition, name, fame, how we will get purified. So Lord has to arrange that way. So sometimes leader may not speak, maybe for some time, just so that whether that just to create a test for you. But leader to be appreciated. Maybe not getting time to tell you, Could be the case. And maybe after 1-2 years, he may suddenly outburst, he may cry tears only for you. I remember one of the leader, in our voice, when Radheshampu arranged this PMOC meet, so there he actually started crying tears only, glorifying one devotee. That how there were crises sometimes who ran away, and this devotee, how he struggled to get cylinder and everything. Speaking there, he started crying tears. Very man, young, leader, Generally, it's not so easy for people to cry, correct? I mean, somebody like 25 years old, 24 years old young man, and he's crying tears of gratitude for the devotee, how he sacrificed so much. So maybe that devotee might have not spoken so much before, but there he is in outburst of tears. So sometimes some leaders may not speak sometimes, but it does not mean that they're not seeing. They're seeing. And more than that, we should be convinced that God is seeing. So we should be doing our services with great intent and enthusiasm, continuing, not thinking that, oh, what will nobody is here recognizing, nobody pays attention to me, nobody knows my plight. How I'm so much sacrificing, how much I'm so much extending. Nobody is looking at me. Not like that. You shouldn't think. You should not become envious also. Somebody is recognized, somebody is appreciated. He is appreciated so much, Where I am, just because I am not being seen, I am in kitchen only, so nobody is seeing, nobody says anything about what is this. One should not feel like that. One should know that all services are important and all services are pleasing to spiritual master and Krishna. Then Dukhi may not be recognized for a long time, correct? But later, but after late, Chaitanya called that way. So, and that is more secure because our philosophy is servant of servant of servant. The degree we are actually in the mode of servant of servant. We are assisting, in the mode of servant. That degree actually the God is more pleased also. So then next verse says, with the exception of Nityananda Prabhu, Advaitacharya, Swarup Damodar, Brahman Bharti, and Karmananduri, everyone was engaged in filling the water pots and bringing them there. So you can see that here, honestly, everybody was engaged. So this is also very important to know that in our devotional service also, we should be very honestly engaged in Krishna consciousness. So honesty is a very important principle. We should always think that I'm not wasting my time. I'm engaged properly in Krishna consciousness. Like the Revati was was sharing and he's saying that I always see that where is my time waste. So sometimes when you have to do management of time, first find out where we waste our time. It's a very important thing. So sometimes we only count, I'm doing this also, I'm great only. Everything is very nice. But actually, we should calculate where I'm wasting time. How much daytime we took rest today? 3 hours will waste, slept only. And then you were 1 hour you were doing some conversation devotee, but that will be present for me. We're not really needed. Sometimes understanding we were talking. So we have to be very careful to see where I'm wasting my time. So honestly, one has to look in his life. And then we should try to endeavor to reduce that time waste. Wherever time is getting wasted, then you will see how so much time is available for doing so much of service also. So this is very important because you see when Prabhupada has same 24 hours, we also have 24 hours, and what Prabhupada is doing, we are doing. So the point is that the level of honesty, the level of dedication and honesty and devotion of Prabhupada has been on. But we have to be growing also. We cannot say, okay, Prabhupada is Prabhupada, I am here, so let me go like this. No, we have to grow. So, okay, Prabhupada is doing so much, let me at least improve myself. So we have to carefully look into our lives and see where I'm wasting my time, where do I waste my time. So when sees that way with sincerity and honesty, then we'll get to see, okay, this is the time I could utilize, this is the time I'm wasting. So that way we can be more engaged. Because this is a very important responsibility. And nobody can always keep checking us. How much, people will be behind you. Now what are you doing? Now what are you doing? Now what are you doing? Right? You may be only seeing money from you, And there also we may not be, sometimes so honest. There also we may take our own time and waste time somewhere. We may go out and then, maybe just sleep only or something, whatever. Just talk on phone to some friend, Like sometimes I saw some devotees, talking somewhere on friend only. That's not required that time. You can do that also. Later you can do. Is it so important? Now you talk to friend. No problem. Later also. Later you can do. Why one time can be utilized? So the point is, so sometimes some devotees might, in the morning only, we'll see in Pune sometimes. They will do all clothes washing and everything, nicely. But the Bhagavatam class is very hard. Why you can do that time only Bhagavatam class? You can do later. Bhagavatam class is the most important thing. There is needed. Everybody should come. So it's such a powerful, wonderful gift of community to have Bhagavatam class. So why we need to have some engagements which we can do later also. So one has to very carefully, honestly be engaged. The most important thing should be done first, and there should not be any other thing. And we have to also see what are the other way we are waste my time, and we have to work on reducing that. And that's how one can actually come to better and better standard of good engagement in devotional service. Because this is how, because if you say devotional service means what? It's basically our engagement in the devotional service. And we are all part-time devotees. What pure devotees are pure devotees, means they're full-time. Full-time means there is no time lapse for the pure devotee. We are all part-time pure devotees because we are also engaging in devotional service. Pure devotional service, we are also engaging in. But not all the time. Some other time we take break and we engage in Maya also. Some other things we may do. So that is how we are part-time.
part-time pure devotee.
Yeah, because we are engaging in pure Krishna service only, but part-time. Maybe of course the standard of purity may be more and be very high, but at least in terms of pure devotion engagement we have, but not all the time. There's only that. So we have to become full-time. Part-time should increase more and more. The percentage should increase. And that will happen only when we are introspecting and carefully, consciously, and honestly trying to make endeavor to become more and more nicely engaged. So being nicely engaged is also one of the very important service. Also. So here we see everyone was very nicely engaged. Everyone was engaged in the water park and there. They were not spaced out. So it should not become spaced out. प्रभु क्या कर रहे हैं? कुछ नहीं प्रभु, ऐसे बैठा हूँ. क्या बैठे हैं प्रभु? नहीं ऐसे सोच रहा हूँ. क्या सोच रहे हैं प्रभु? पता नहीं क्या सोच रहा हूँ प्रभु. So spaced out basically. So one should be seeing that. That's why when you are spaced out like this, then the idle mind, they will have shot. Okay, Prabhu, get into cleaning, or get into this. So when you find this kind of thing happening, we can hangover, spaced out, better to get into some kind of activity, some service. There's so much service revealing. There's some cleaning, do some cooking, get into kitchen, not get spaced out. And we find some, even if we are all very young, suppose you find that there's some kind of attack or another happening and all that. One should not remain idle. One should immediately get into activities. One should get out from the place and get into activity. Go in kitchen, talk to the devotees and take some service. So because if you become idle, you remain idle and allow yourself to just space out, then Maya will just stay over. And then that little spaced outness can increase more and more. And one can be spaced out in morning from itself. Maybe Mangal Arati can be spaced out also. That's why it is important to be engaged. Especially we're all young, right? We're all young girls. I would ask them, आप जिम जाते हो इतना कसरत करते हो वहाँ पे तो इतना मॉर्निंग में नहीं करते आप कसरत इसमें कूदो रहता है डांस करो क्या नहीं करते why we don't dance करते why we don't exert ourselves a little bit you find that in morning we are like 10 o'clock sometimes I don't know energy on the road क्या हो रात को rest नहीं हो okay ठीक है but the point is that sometimes we all the time we like this only hardly have any energy only chanting we have so much trouble we can't sit we can't stand we can't dance we can't sing also vocabulary sometimes say sing so actually we are youngsters means what cut you should be singing dancing you should be like soldiers that way it should be because we need an engagement. If you don't engage like this, then we'll go and outside is so active. Then we'll go gym and we'll do nice workout. Prabhu kya kare workout karna doing a lot of workout, jumping, jogging, so many things there. Push-ups, people have dumbbells, so many things, right? But in the morning program, all the energy is exhausted. No energy, Prabhu. So here we have to have all the energy, not outside. So to the degree we are not here enthusiastic, we are not engaging ourselves. To that degree, we will be engaging there very nicely. So we have to be also, involving ourselves. So whatever happens here, charity happens or anything happens, we should come with all our heart, with all our energy. All our energy, our heart, our enthusiasm, everything should be for this. This is what my life is. We should come with that motive. And Rajmo says, it's called the Bal Kabadi. Bal है लेकिन कपट कर रहा है भगवान भी नहीं कर रहा है कूद सकता है लेकिन नहीं कूदता है गा सकता है लेकिन नहीं गा रहा है सुन सकता है लेकिन नहीं सुन रहा है देख सकता है भगवान को लेकिन नहीं देखता है तो क्यों अभी अटेंशन दे सकता है क्लास चल रहा है he can pay attention but he doesn't want so why because we are kapati sometimes we do kapat we want to save that for other things for other things we want to give our energy our enthusiasm all that so because we want to do kapat then we don't take that much thing so yes
even in terms of chanting, Bhaktivinoda Thakur defines one term, audacity, one of them, which means indifference. Indifference, yeah.
Correct.
I don't care. Though there is the ability to give attention and give energy, but I don't care. So it's similar, no? The Bal
Correct. So sometimes our mind will be like that because we are not so great. We may be still having a lot of impurities. But at least externally we have to be trying our best. You understand? We may not be that, we may be sitting different. Let's say we're chanting, we're reflecting on this. Still, our mind is in different domain. It's not so much trying to take interest. But at least we should be studying. We should not be like, we should be doing something by which, increase our attention. We should do something, not just, okay, somehow complete it, get rid of it, then I'll do many more things. Because I'm watched here, I'll not be able to go, somehow I'll stay here. No, not like that. One has to, exert himself a little bit. So we have to actually learn to see, devotees, how they dance in man. You see some chapati, how they dance. You see how the devotees from Africa, how they dance. We should learn. So much of them exert themselves like that. So any this kind of opportunities there where we have scope of utilizing our energy and talent, and we should give ourselves fully. Why not? Why to withdraw? It's good, to do that. And we are young fellows. We should be doing that. Sometimes the senior devotees may have some trouble with their hands. Like that. I see I some a little bit trouble also in hands. He personally does that. I sometimes feel that he has so much of pain and this and that, but still he will do dancing. Dancing is the so it is not something that dancing is for youngsters only. No? I mean, in the sense that it is some kind of those who are passionate people, so that's for them only. Not like that. It's not for passion. It is actually an offering. If we use our hands and legs and everything for the service of the God, so we should be doing all the steps and dancing, singing loudly. These are good. We should take that. So that it creates the whole devotion and very important. Many devotees join the movement just by seeing Arati, just by seeing Harinam Kirtan. They're going out there enthusiastically dancing, jumping, singing, and devotees just become so inspired that way. So even though you may not be thinking enthusiastic, but we should do it. Actually, when you do it, then all children will come. Because Krishna sees that this person is jumping up and down, singing loudly, even though he's not having much feeling also, he's doing it. So the Lord becomes very pleased. And he will give you the substance also, even though substance may not be so much right now. Because he sees the intent. You want to be a good representative of Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan movement. So Lord will see, okay, he wants to, okay, I'll give. Even अभी तो खाली है इसका यार है नहीं कुछ ऐसे ही कूद रहा है लेकिन इंटेंट अच्छा है क्यों कर रहा है कि मैं प्रभुपाद के लिए कूदना चाहता हूँ ठीक है कूद तो दिल दोस्त लॉर्ड विल गिव आई विल प्लीज टू डू दैट सो वी आर यंग वी शुड डू दैट we should be always willing to physically exert ourselves. We are not old. When you are old, then you may do many more other. I mean, you can be like what you are right now. You may not be, so much just in the corner sit or something. Like that. But they are not sitting in the corner and doing that. Their heart is dancing. Those who are their full body may be becoming a bit invalid, they will be old. In their heart, they are dancing only. Our problem is our heart is not dancing, and XME also not dancing. So then how our heart will dance eventually? So we have to, at least when we are young, we have energy. Why don't we do that? Let us exert ourselves. And then when we do that, then when you become old and body is not present, still you'll keep dancing. Because your spirit, you're dancing only. In your spirit, you're always dancing, singing, rejoicing in devotional service. Even that suddenly you may not be able to do because of old age or something. Okay, we'll stop here. If you have any reflections or comments, stay 5 minutes, then we can stop. Hare Krishna. Randashna Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Yes, ma'am.
Amazing analogies between how we can learn leadership lessons from this wonderful fasting lecture in Mahaprabhu. So one of the points we mentioned was Mahaprabhu took his own kurta and he started cleaning. So in that connection, the lesson for us is making personal sacrifices while doing seva. So yeah, for any service, personal sacrifice is involved. It's quite evident. So yeah, bro, I have one question related to that. Now, as sadhakas, we know that even the fear of this material world is illusory. It's meaningless, actually. For somebody who knows that, ultimately the whole universe, it just lives for the span of Mahavishnu's breathing. So when we know these higher truths, then all the small things, all the happenings of this material world look very small. So we know philosophically that all fear in this world is illusory. But still, in the process of doing services, sometimes fear attacks because, yeah, there is personal life to take care of and all. So then that fear restricts us in our ability to make sacrifices in service. So how do we, in such moments, how do we take shelter of the Lord and His and Krishna conscious wisdom?
One of the ways to increase our faith by reading Prabhupada books, by hearing from the lives of the great souls, how they do. Like when we hear the life story of Srila Prabhupada and other acharyas, senior Vaishnavas, that can reduce our fear. Basically, there is problem of faith. We are not able to put faith that Krishna is going to protect me. Krishna will take care of that. So when I say develop faith in Krishna's protection, then how Krishna will supply everything. I won't lose anything by giving to Krishna. We will be saying that my health will get spoiled, my life will get, troublesome, or so many things. Fear will come. So basically, faith has to be increased. And faith can be enhanced by reading, by hearing, being sadhana with them, associating with senior Vaishnavas, observing their life, how they are fearlessly giving themselves to Krishna. So by dint of that faith, one can develop that fearlessness. More we have faith, less we fear. Krishna is saying, have faith, believe my words. So the amount don't fear. So why Krishna is assuring so much? So we have to simply believe words of Krishna. So by knowing Krishna's assurance, how Krishna is assuring so many ways, and in Bhagavatam, we see how so many devotees are protected, that they gave them sure. Bali Maharaj was protected. He had no fear. Fearlessly he gave everything to Krishna. But he was protected. Prahlad Maharaj was protected. Gajendra is protected. Everybody is protected. Draupadi is protected. Pandava is protected. So the Lord is protecting all the Vishnus, all the devotees. So and they gave themselves to Krishna fully. By reading Bhagavatam, by scriptures, Srila Prabhupada books, and also seeing the life of Acharyas, the life of senior Vaishnavas, those are fearlessly surrendered to Krishna. I think that is the way we can develop faith, and also we also take our steps to give ourselves more and more to Krishna. Any other point of view? Close your eyes. Understand? Okay, let's stop here. Kanta Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, इसके सुनाई पहले प्रोफेसर